folks, Rich here at RC Informer. Today I have a quick preview of the all-new 1100 millimeter Hawker Typhoon coming from FMS Models. Really nice airplane just right out of the box here, guys. This is an early paint sample coming from the factory. I'll be doing some testing and videos with. Right out of the box, guys, 3-cell airplane, runs on 6 channels. Like a lot of the other FMS airplanes, retractable landing gear, flaps, everything's installed, and really minimal assembly, guys. You get this one going in no time at all. Just a few screws and you're together and going. You can see here, nicely packaged in the box, well protected by the foam crate. Again, you can see the wing here with everything installed, spinner, elevators right in there, box of hardware, and the prop right there. With that, guys, let's get this thing out of the box, and I'll lay out all the parts so you can see what comes inside. Here's the layout of all the parts that came out of the box, minus the instructions, of course. Again, this is an early paint sample, so a lot of times I get these without the instructions, but they're so simple to get together that instructions really aren't needed so much, except for maybe the CG. First impressions, guys, really nice, colorful paint job. The colors are really deep, really rich looking, and as you can see, very simple construction. Fuselage, wing, your horizontal stabilizer and elevator, prop, spinner, and a bag of parts. So really nicely produced pieces and very simple to put together. Everything is already installed. Of course, you got your 850 kV motor up front, your 40 amp speed controller, your elevator and rudder servos are already installed. The thing's painted, pilot in there, and ready to go. Wings, same deal. Like we talked about before, retracts are installed. Flap, aileron, servos, rods, and horns are all installed. So again, it's real quick getting these new FMS models out to the flying field. Now let me show you a closer look at each of the individual parts. The first part up to show you is the main fuselage. Really nice detail and color contrast. I just love this paint job with this very contrasty gray and dark green mixed in with the invasion stripes. Just an outstanding, very vibrant color package that FMS chose to put on this thing. Lots of detail all the way around. You can see the rivets everywhere. Really nice engine detail all the way around. Nice radiator detail with the grill work there. Just a nicely molded plastic part. 850 kV PAEP motor already installed and ready to go with the hex drive right here for the spinner. But I'm just digging the way this is. Radiator exhaust here, that helps get air running through here, so it helps cool the motor, speed controller, that sort of thing. Also, guys, I do like to point out here the motor screw, or the wing screws. The holes they go into are all metal threads. You can see those are nicely in there in the plastic doublers. The wing just sits right in here, guys. 4 bolts puts this thing on. You're good to go. Nice wing pass through for all the wires to go through. As we roll along the back, real nice cooling holes, guys, 2 to exhaust there. And again, guys, the colors on this thing are just awesome. Very vibrant airplane. I'm really liking the colors they chose to paint this thing in. As we run around the back, this is a lot like the KI-61. Real nice set screw here with an easy connector here that you can adjust your tail wheel steering on the ground easily. It's a very easy way to adjustment just by putting a screwdriver right in that screw. Nice way to adjust that, definitely. Also, foam hinges, all laminated. You can see they're a little bit shiny, and really nice linkages with fuel tubing all around to kind of keep them in place, and really nice horns. And like I said, guys, everything's all installed. Elevators will plug right in here to the back. You can see a single screw, they plug right in here, and just one screw gets them in place. As I roll around to the other side here, again, you can see the tail wheel here. Nice detail on that. And rolling along this side here, again, nicely painted and really good detail. Now we'll go inside the cockpit. Actually, let me show you the pilot there. Pretty good instrument panel in there. Ventilated cockpit area also, so it helps prevent the cockpit area from bubbling up. And of course, your access hatch, you just grab the tape here, lift up on it, tongue and groove up front, magnet at the back. That's pretty standard for FMS and the way they put their canopies on. And then right down in here, you can see all your hardware, your wiring, everything's ready to go. It's a really nice battery tray here with a finger pull out. You just stick your finger in there but you can kind of pull that out and slide everything out. And your battery mounts to that. Your 3-cell 2,200 pound pack mounts in there. It comes all the way out and it straps in place, and that gets the battery as far up as it needs to be to fly this thing without the battery flopping around. 40 amp ESC here. This is probably, I'm probably going to secure this to the side. I'll probably show you that in the flight demo how I'm going to do that. And of course EC3 connector here, guys. Are going to all EC3s at FMS now. But all your wires are nicely labeled, rudder, elevator, and so forth. And of course your pass-through for your wing wires to come through. Really nice there on the elevator and rudder servos. Nicely mounted in place. Very clean setup inside. Again, during the flight video, I'll probably show you guys again where I'm going to mount this speed controller. It's probably going to go along the side here somewhere to get it out of the way of the battery installation. But a little tight in here, but there should be plenty of room for everything to go in there nicely. Again, tongue and groove design, magnet in the back to get that canopy on, and just a really stellar fuselage. The next main part up to show you guys is the main wing panel. Again, just like the fuselage, spectacular colors on this thing. I really like just the contrast of the green, the gray, the invasion stripes, the red and blue markings with the yellow leading edges. Just fantastic. Now, a couple things to note. There are 4 20mm cannons on this airplane, so this thing had a lot of firepower. You can see the unfinished portion here where you glue these in position. I kind of decided to put one in here just to show you what they look like because the wing looked a little rough coming out of the box, but just so you know, these are the points where the 20mm cannons get glued on with just a little bit of contact cement to get those in place. But again, 4 20mm cannons on this thing. Pretty amazing, but overall fit and finish is really nice. Now starting here in the center too, you can see the typical FMS junction box that has everything already labeled for you. So all you have to do is plug in your landing gear, your flaps, and your aileron wires into your receiver, going through that pass-through that we just saw down there in the fuselage. So everything's nice and organized and it's ready to go when you get it in the box. Now flip this thing around and take a look at the underside. Same thing, guys. Retracts installed, flap and aileron servos, rods and horns all installed in here. Fuel tubing is around the clevises to keep them in place. Really nice. Wires are hidden by traditional FMS tape. You know, they usually use this on a lot of their airplanes, but it really kind of covers everything up nicely. I'll go ahead and move this flap for you so you can kind of see really nice scale split flaps, and you can see there's actually 2 flap segments per wing. Really nice how they have this joiner mechanism, how that works in a really scale fashion. It's pretty nice to see that additional spar in there to keep it strengthened, and it's pretty wild to see this kind of detail going into an 1100mm model. It's just very, very, very impressive all the way around. All, again, laminated foam hinges all the way around, and as we run to the center here, you can see the plastic doublers that FMS has gotten so good at putting in there. It really keeps that wing on really tight. Of course, retracts are installed. A lot of the new airplanes now have, in the metal trunnion, 2 set screws down there. So sometimes those struts can get loose while you're flying. You land and they're a little bit loose. Now you can just retract your gear, put an Allen wrench in there, and tighten them up. No need to disassemble the whole unit to do that anymore. So really, really nice. Also, I've noticed there's quite a forward rake in the landing gear on this airplane. So, and the wheels are pretty large. So I'm thinking this is actually going to be probably a pretty good grass field airplane. So we'll probably try it out for you and see how it is. Anyway, guys, super, super impressed with this wing panel. Next up to show you is the horizontal stabilizer in the elevator. I just kind of slid them together here so you can kind of see what they look like. Each side goes into each side of the fuselage there with the spar sort of joining the 2 halves together. And then there's a little pin that sticks out that the pocket goes right inside that pocket. And then there's just a single screw that holds each side in place. Also, the joiner is really nice here. You can see it's square. It fits in nice and tight, so there's no play. Actually, this one actually has an additional screw to put in there to really keep them together. And the fit on these is really nice. You can see here that they don't really move much from each other. There's no disparity between the 2. They're nice and tight. Again, spar running all the way through, and the horn is actually integrated in just like a lot of the other FMS models are. But overall, guys, really nice horizontal stabilizer and elevator package. To finish up the front of the airplane is a really nice three-bladed scale prop and spinner with the infamous FMS hex drive. Fits really nice on the front for a positive lock. As you can see here, everything fits in there real nice. Just so you can see, it's an FMS. Looks like a 10.5x7 prop. This is probably similar to a lot of the other ones they use in the 980mm series of planes, but really nice job on the prop and spinner from the factory. The last item I have to show you guys is the hardware package. You can see here, here's your prop nut, your wing bolts, your tail screws, and your spinner screw. And then over here is your 4 20mm cannons that get glued on this thing. Overall, guys, really nice package. Again, I don't get instructions with a lot of these things because I'm test flying them and doing the promo videos and so forth of the airplane. So, just so you know, from the factory, they've given me a center of gravity of about 40 to 45 millimeters aft of the leading edge. Again, the airplane will come with an instruction manual, but I didn't get one. So I'll test that out as I fly the airplane. Be looking for the flight reviews. I'll let you know how that CG works out. But this looks like a really sweet airplane. I've never flown a Hawker Typhoon before, so this will be the first time doing it. It looks like the gear has a lot of forward rake in it. It'll be really good. It'll be a really good grass airplane. I hope. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, guys, check this out coming from FMS Models. Thanks for watching RC Informer, and as always, we'll see you next time.